Celtic 1-1 Dundee United, hoops slip up again and remain 6th. 1 month shy of the clock's going back, Celtic's title hopes are already on borrowed time. This latest setback for Ange Postecoglou may not yet spell the death knell for the Australians' ambitions of snatching the Scottish Championship back at the first time of asking, but surely only those blessed with the most fertile of imaginations could envisage that now coming to pass. Now 6th in Premiership table, after winning just one of their past 4 league matches, the promise the side showed just a few weeks back has quickly been washed away. Celtic, Hart, Ralston, Carter-Vickers, Starfelt, Juranovic, Montgomery 26, Rogic, McCarthy, Sorrow 46, Turnbull, Abada, Ajeti, Jota. Subs not used, Scales, Bitton, Bain, Welsh, Moffat. Goals, Abada 16. Dundee United, Siegrist, Freeman, Kerr-Smith, Edwards, McMahon, Harkes, Pollitt, Appier 79, Fuchs, Levitt, Clark, Niskanen, Sporle 62. Subs not used, Reynolds, Chalmers, Hody, Carson, Mockery. Booked, Fuchs, Freeman. Goals, Harkes 18. Ref, Kevin Clancy, Scotland. Celtic may have had sufficient chances to see off Dundee United with something to spare here, but the display was still error-strewn and lacking in cohesion. Ange ball has gone into hiding at the most inopportune moment. The unblemished domestic home record that had been Postecoglou's crutch up until this point was kicked away by a United side that earned whatever breaks came their way. Thomas Courts had the best player on the field on Jean Fuchs, and no one who came close to resembling a failure in his side. Postecoglou, in contrast, had far too many individuals who failed to justify their selections. Albion Ajeti was guilty of a horrific close-range miss in the first half and never showed the required appetite to render it a mere footnote on proceedings. The Swiss has now had the run of games he has craved, but still looks miles short in every department. Both Lille Abada and Jota earned pass marks with their invention in the wide areas, but sloppiness and poor decision-making was the order of the day for the majority of Postecoglou's players. Already without Callum McGregor, James Forrest, Kyogo Furuhashi, Greg Taylor and Giorgos Giacomakis, Postecoglou saw Josip Juranovic depart midway through the first half and James McCarthy limp off at the break. Right now, a Europa League clash with Bayer Leverkusen on Thursday feels about as appetizing as a course of root canal treatment. Amid the growing concerns about where Celtic are now going, another mighty impressive result for Dundee United should not be lost. In his first season as a manager at third level, Courts now has a point from Celtic Park to go with the 3 he took from beating Rangers and a victory in the Dundee Derby. Well-drilled, confident and ambitious, United are now 5th in the table and going places. There was so much to admire about the Tannadice side here. They engaged Celtic high up the park, were brave on the ball and inventive. Coming on 16 minutes, Celtic's opener actually came just as the first groans of discontentment became audible among the home fans. Jota was the creator, his pace and dancing feet taking Kieran Freeman out of the game on Celtic's left. He scooped across to the far post. Ian Harkes had dropped back to plug a gap, but was unaware of the presence of Abada on his shoulder. The diminutive Israeli rose well and crashed a header beyond Benjamin Siegrist to claim his 6th goal in a Celtic jersey. We'd already seen enough from both sides, though, to suggest that this was just a first blow of an engaging contest being struck. United were level within 3 minutes. Anthony Ralston went to ground far too easily, allowing Ilmari Niskanen to advance on goal at will. The Finn's cross had power and accuracy. Harkes atoned for his earlier slip-up in style with a flashing header at the near post. Might United have had the chance to go in front from the penalty spot with the next attack? To a man, they thought so. Coming after some ragged defending, Cameron Carter-Vickers' sliding tackle on Nicky Clark was certainly high risk. To the visitors' chagrin, referee Kevin Clancy adjudged that the defender had scraped the ball with his toe before wiping out his man. Celtic had certainly had their chances to be ahead by that point. Ajeti fired a close-range header narrowly over the bar when Ralston put too much pace in his cross. Juranovic forced Siegrist into a low stop with a strike from 20 yards with Ryan Edwards alert to Tom Rogic's attempt to knock home the follow-up. United were not here to play rope-a-dope, though. Nicky Clark fired a free kick narrowly over the bar and should have done better when a weak McCarthy back header inadvertently put him through on goal. That Celtic did not reclaim their advantage at the break owed everything to an astonishing miss by Ajeti. Abada's cutback from the right left the Swiss 3 yards out and with the goal gaping, Yeti leaned back and sent the ball over the top. File under goals you should have scored with your eyes closed. Celtic had certainly had their chances to be ahead by that point. Ajeti fired a close-range header narrowly over the bar when Ralston put too much pace in his cross. Juranovic forced Segrist into a low stop with a strike from 20 yards with Ryan Edwards alert to Tom Rogic's attempt top knock home the follow-up. United were not here to play a rope-a-dope, though. Nicky Clark fired a free kick narrowly over the bar and should have done better when a weak McCarthy back header inadvertently put him through on goal. That Celtic did not reclaim their advantage at the break owed everything to an astonishing miss by Ajeti. Abada's cutback from the right left the Swiss 3 yards out, and with the goal gaping, Yeti leaned back and sent the ball over the top. File under goals you should have scored with your eyes closed. Jota was Celtic's most productive outlet. One ferocious low strike was beaten away by Segrist before an identical effort was knocked over his own bar by Ryan Edwards. David Turnbull fared no better with a dipping 25-yarder just before the break with bounced back off the underside of the bar. Postecoglou's significant personnel problems were added to by McCarthy failing to re-emerge for the second half, with Juranovic having departed the scene after 25 minutes. Ismaila Soro and Adam Montgomery were the respective replacements. United were more content to sit in after the break, yet still threatened sporadically. Niskanen's floated effort early in the second period could only have been inches wide. Celtic saw more of the ball yet were wasteful with it. Final passes were invariably under-hit or overcooked. Ajeti, Rogic, and Soro, in particular, could not do right for doing wrong. While it would be harsh to fault Ajeti for failing to convert Abada's pacey cross with 12 minutes remaining, the plain fact is that many other strikers would have buried a header. Jota might well have clinched it with a late strike, but he failed to get over his shot, and the ball sailed over the top. Rogic then struck the bar with a header, with the Portuguese following suit with a whipped shot in injury time. Over the piece, Celtic just didn't do enough. It's starting to become the story of their season.